Spain-Moroccan border has just exploded. Spain is facing one of its biggest migration emergencies in years. Thousands of migrants have surged toward the Spanish enclave of Ceuta on Africa's northern coast, swimming through rough seas, floating on inner tubes, and even breaking through border gates from Morocco. The scenes have drawn comparisons with the dramatic 2021 migration crisis, when nearly 10,000 people entered Ceuta within just 2 days. This time, too, the numbers are rising rapidly, with reports suggesting that between 2,000 and 3,000 migrants attempted to enter the enclave in a matter of hours. As the situation spiraled out of control, Spain rushed military reinforcements and specialized police units to Ceuta, while neighboring Morocco deployed security forces and water cannons in an attempt to stop the crossings before they reached Spanish territory. The crisis has once again exposed how migration, politics, and geopolitics are colliding at one of Europe's most sensitive borders. According to eyewitnesses, hundreds of migrants entered the sea from the Moroccan coastline, swimming towards Ceuta despite strong currents. Others rushed border crossings on land, forcing their way through gates before security forces could contain them. Videos circulating online showed large crowds running into Spanish territory while shouting slogans celebrating their arrival. In Morocco's border town of Humanitarian, security personnel used water cannons to disperse crowds gathering near the frontier. Clashes were also reported at the Beni Ansar crossing near Melilla, where vehicles were set on fire and both migrants and security personnel were reportedly injured. Spanish authorities responded by deploying 200 specialized police officers, supported by military personnel from the mainland, to reinforce border security. The government says additional forces remain on standby if the situation deteriorates further. Behind the dramatic images lies a growing humanitarian tragedy. Authorities in Ceuta say 9 bodies have already been recovered from nearby waters. Some local media and rescue groups reported 18 bodies being recovered, but those numbers have not been officially confirmed. Officials also say at least 60 migrants have died attempting to reach Ceuta in recent months. Many of those making the dangerous crossing are believed to be young Moroccans, while others come from countries across sub-Saharan Africa. Entire families, including women and children, have reportedly joined the dangerous journey. Emergency shelters and reception centers in Ceuta are struggling to cope as new arrivals continue. Local businesses have shut their doors amid fears of unrest, while residents say the city is under immense pressure. To understand this crisis, it's important to understand Ceuta. Ceuta and nearby Melilla are 2 small Spanish territories located on the northern coast of Africa. Although geographically surrounded by Morocco, they are legally part of Spain and therefore part of the European Union. That makes them the only land borders between Africa and the European Union. For thousands of migrants from Morocco and sub-Saharan Africa, reaching Ceuta is often seen as reaching Europe itself. Many hope to eventually move onward to mainland Spain and other European countries. Because of that, these enclaves have remained major flashpoints for illegal migration for decades. So why is this happening now? Several factors appear to be driving the sudden surge. Many migrants are fleeing unemployment, rising living costs, poverty, and limited economic opportunities in both Morocco and parts of sub-Saharan Africa. Conflict and political instability across parts of Africa also continue to push people toward Europe. But there is another important development. Earlier this month, Spain's Supreme Court ruled that migrants intercepted at sea while attempting to reach Ceuta or Melilla cannot automatically be returned under the enclave's special border rejection rules. Spanish authorities believe criminal smuggling networks quickly exploited that ruling. spreading rumors that reaching Ceuta had become easier. Madrid says these trafficking networks encourage thousands to attempt the crossing almost simultaneously. Human rights organizations, however, argue that the migration surge reflects deeper humanitarian and economic pressures rather than simply legal changes. The crisis has now become a major political issue inside Spain. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has long defended a relatively liberal migration policy. His government has also moved to regularize the legal status of hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrants already living in Spain. Opposition parties argue that such policies create the perception that Spain is becoming easier to enter, encouraging more irregular migration. Conservative leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo has accused the government of allowing the situation to become a national security crisis. Italy has also weighed in, with senior leaders criticizing Madrid's migration approach. The Sánchez government rejects those accusations. Instead, it says organized human trafficking networks are exploiting vulnerable people for profit, while insisting Spain continues to work closely with Morocco to secure the border. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez is expected to visit Ceuta alongside Interior Minister Fernando Grande Marlaska to assess the situation firsthand. Meanwhile, the mayor of Ceuta has urged Madrid to declare a formal state of emergency. Spanish and Moroccan authorities are continuing joint operations to prevent further crossings, while European officials are closely monitoring developments. For Europe, Ceuta is far more than a small coastal city. It is one of the continent's most sensitive external borders, and as thousands continue risking their lives in search of a better future, the latest crisis is once again raising difficult questions about migration, border security, humanitarian responsibility, and whether Europe has a long-term solution to one of its most persistent challenges.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.